Thank you very much for having us. Does everybody here speak English? Yes? And говорите по-русски тоже? Да? Я тоже. Well, it's a great pleasure to be here. I have to tell you, this is our second time in Moscow, but our first time performing here together. It's my fourth time in Moscow. The first time was before most of you were born. In 1971, I was one of the youngest delegates at the International Music Congress in Moscow with my teacher Elie Siegmeister. In 1985, I came back as one of the oldest delegates to the Festival of Students and Youth, the Youth Festival in Moscow. And actually I performed at a concert there. Andrei Eshbai was there, and he gave me an award at the end because I didn't like all of the interpreters that were there. I was with a group from Germany, and they were misinterpreting German, English. I was interpreting in English and in Russian and German, and he gave me a diploma. He said, Leonard Lehrman, polyglot. And that was my first experience performing in Moscow, but I also had a wonderful experience thanks to the American Embassy. This is the first time that we've been inside the American Embassy, but I had two very important experiences in my life that involved the participation of the American Embassy. The first one was when I was very young. I wasn't here actually, but my uncle, Edgar Lehrman, was married in the American Embassy. He was married to a Russian girl, and he invited all his colleagues. He was studying at Moscow University, and the only one that was courageous enough to come was Alexander Anixt, the great expert in Shakespeare. My uncle did his thesis on Shakespeare in Russia. My mother did her thesis with Roman Jakobson on Pushkin in Soviet criticism. And as you heard, I've translated several operas, most of them working with my mother. The one that I most recently translated, though, because she is gone now, and this is in her memory, 2 days ago I completed the translation of Korol Lear by Slonimsky. You know, it's based on Shakespeare's King Lear. I translated it back into English, which is not easy. And I just completed it two days ago. We were in Petersburg for the premiere of his opera. Now, the reason that I know Sergei Slonimsky is through Elie Siegmeister, and Elie Siegmeister knew his uncle, Nicholas Slonimsky, very well. And in fact, Nicholas Slonimsky and Serge Goloopchik and Siegmeister and some rather famous composers in America, Leonard Bernstein and Aaron Copland, and some not so famous composers like Elie Siegmeister and Marc Blitzstein, were all involved in 1945 in a very important movement called American-Soviet Friendship. There was an American-Soviet medical society, which my father, a doctor, and my mother, an interpreter, worked for. And there was the American-Soviet Musical Society, which a number of composers, including Ned Rorem and Marc Blitzstein, Elie Siegmeister, wrote music for. We're going to start, because this concert is on the theme of American-Russian friendship, we're going to start with a couple of songs written for that organization in 1945. First, we'll do two songs from a musical called Goloopchik. It's about Russian-American friendship, and we do the title song, and then we do a song called Mamasha Goose, which is about a young boy who is trying to translate English nursery rhymes into Russian, and you'll see how he does. Okay.